Hey everybody, welcome to Girls. Come on, viewers and files. Welcome to tuning in. If you guys want to see me talk about feminine hygiene, please stay tuned. Hey everybody, so I just want to do this video. This is basically a feminine hygiene video, just basically letting you guys know what I use. Now I know we all should know how to stay clean, and especially during the summertime, you know, a lot of people be sweating and you get a little musty, especially down there. So it's just like, you know, just want to give some little tips and tricks and things that you probably already know, but just wanted to share my thing. So just basically a girl talk. So all the guys, I guess you could just exit, okay? And that's just basically about that. So what I do, what works for me may not work for you and vice versa. So I don't want anybody coming at me saying this, that, and the third, or Marquita said this, whatever like that. I'm not telling you what to use. I'm telling you what I'm using, okay? And things of that sort. So before we get into this, I just want to say that I am not a doctor. I'm not a gynecologist. And also, okay, before we get to the wash routine and things of that sort, I just want to say that if you have not had your annual pap smear, or if you're having, you know, some type of abnormal discharge, or if you feel any pain or itching or anything in the case, please see your gynecologist immediately, especially if you notice changes that you haven't seen before. Definitely go see your gynecologist, because you want to make sure that you get that under control and get that treated, because that could turn into something bigger and a bigger problem, and then just because you left something untreated, okay? A lot of us ladies do get a yeast infection and bacteria vaginosis, so that's like the common infections that us women do get, which you should not be embarrassed of. It happens, whatever the case is. So it's up to you to go and get checked out at the gynecologist to make sure that's what it is, because if you are sexually active, it could be an STD or whatever the case is, and if so, you want to get that treated immediately, because like I said, that can lead to other problems that you do not want to go down that road, okay? So that's just basically about that. So yeah, I just want to get that out there, because you just want to make sure that you are medically cleared before, you know, whatever the case is, because, you know, you do the wash routine, and, you know, it holds certain things, you know, temporarily, but you still got that smell, you know, maybe a fishy smell or something like that, and just like, you know, you don't want to be walking past somebody and be like, oh, that's you, oh, hell no, you know, you don't want that, you know, and especially if you smell yourself, you know, others are going to smell you. So it's just like, you want to be clean, you want to be nice and clean, so you do not want that, okay? So just make sure that you go visit your gynecologist. And, you know, to young ladies out there, it's not embarrassing, because this is what you do to see if you have any abnormalities, any HPV or anything of the case, or whatever the case is, any other infections or diseases, whatever, you know, you just want to make sure that everything is cleared, okay? And that's what you need to do. So with me, I keep my stuff up to par. I always go to the gynecologist and get a pap smear, stuff like that. I just got one recently. So you just got to make sure that this is what you're doing prior to, you know, worrying about the body washes and all that stuff for down there. So we are talking about the vagina. Yes, we are. Okay, this is girl talk. So to the guys out there, this is a part of life. This is, you know, a part of your, you know, the female reproductive system. So this is just basically it, okay? So yeah, so basically we're going to start out with okay, what I use for my vagina. Okay, so basically there are some feminine products out there, like, you know, Summer's Eve, FDS, and stuff like that. I used to use those, like Vagisil and stuff like that, but I was like, you know, I don't know. So this was like a while ago, and then I started moving into Dove. Okay, so I moved into Dove with the deep moisture, and I just started using like the unscented bar, the one that's like sensitive skin or what have you. So I started using that down there. Now the deep moisture didn't do anything. It wasn't, you know, but I just wanted to switch up and see, and, you know, everything is okay, because at the end of the day, our vagina is very sensitive. The pH balance can be interrupted by a lot of things, many of things, you know, the way we eat, the things that we put, you know, in our bodies internally, and things of that sort. And also, if you're sexually active, it can throw off the pH or whatever the case is. So these things can happen. So you just want to make sure that you're keeping that area, you know, clean and dry and things of that sort. So basically, what I use, like I said before, I use a white rag, okay? I use a white washcloth, okay? And I clean down there, and I do that 2 or 3 times, wash, rinse, and repeat, okay? And then for my body, I use a loofah, and I use the deep moisture, and I put it over my body, and, you know, wash, rinse, repeat again, or whatever the case is, all right? And then, you know, you gotta, you know, get the behind and everything like that. You gotta clean yourself like you was taught when you was, you know, when when you were a young, you know, woman, whatever the case is, okay? So you just gotta make sure you get all the crevices and stuff like that. All right, so that's just basically it about that. I do not douche. I was told by my gynecologist to not do that because that can interrupt your pH as well. That can interrupt your normal flora in your vagina, okay? Like I said before, our vagina is very sensitive, and it can probably mess up your pH balance. Now, if you do douche and it doesn't do anything to you, kudos to you. But at the end of the day, you know, with the floral scents and stuff like that, you know, summer's eve, be having that stuff. If you want to do a douche, okay, there are some young women out there that do a douche, but they empty out the contents, because I don't think they sell the douche without anything in it. So they empty it out, rinse it out, and they put in warm water, and they mix it in with ACV. So you could do that, or some people just use warm water and just squirt it up in it and just rinse it out like that, okay, if you want to do that. All right, so that's really up to you. I just don't do that altogether. Like with the douching, no, you know, back a long time ago I did, and when my gynecologist said that's not a good idea, I stopped. Okay, so it's like, you know, whatever the case is. So also is what you eat as well, you know, like a lot of the sugars and stuff like that. So like stay away from a lot of those things, because what you take in internally can affect also, you know, your body secretions, if you will. Okay, so yeah, so just make sure that you are aware of that. Okay, and also drink plenty of water. Okay, just drink plenty of water as well. So yeah, so I use that. Okay, I don't use any heavily scented you know, soaps down there, because yeah, I said I'm not gonna tell y'all what to do, but I mean, like, no, we not about to put no Victoria's Secret down there. Okay, no Victoria's Secret soaps or Bed Bath & Beyond soaps, whatever the case is, because, you know, just because you know, it smells sweet and stuff like that, you think when you put it down there it's gonna, no. Okay, because that could probably interrupt your pH balance, and then it can make you smell like something else. And it's just like, well, I want to smell like peaches, but now I smell like fish. You know, sis. But if you have not had a problem with that, I mean, you know, whatever the case is, but you don't want any highly fragranted type deals, because, you know, that can irritate the vagina as well. You know, that can irritate it because it's like a highly scent and whatever like that, and all the chemicals, you know, whatever the case is. But if you want to use, you know, I used to use a feminine wash from a black owned company, you know, supporting them. And then after a while I stopped using it because not because it was messing with me, but because it was always out of stock, or it was like I had to wait and stuff like that. So you know, I was like, you know what, let me find another alternative, and that's why I turned to Dove, or whatever the case is. So that's what I'm using right now, unless I try to find something else, or whatever the case is. But I know there's a lot of recommendations out there. I know a lot of you ladies might have some suggestions, so if you want to leave it down below, please let me know, and whatever the case is. But you know, what I use, you know, is working for me. My pH balance is good. Okay, okay. So anyway, I digress. But at any rate, so that's just basically about that. Yeah, so that's basically about it. So when you get out the shower or the bath, whatever the case is, make sure you are properly drying in that area. You don't want it to be moist, because moisture could, you know, bring in bacteria and all that stuff. So it's just like, make sure you are properly drying it, drying your vagina, drying the mons pubis, you know, drying the hair area and stuff like that. Make sure you're doing that, okay? So it's summertime right now, whatever the case is, you know, at the time I'm recording this video. And if you get like musty or something like that, it's like, ugh. So a lot of people try to put powder down there. I've heard people say put deodorant down there, and it's like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, so we're gonna back it up. Okay, so if you do put powder, I hope it's talc free, and if you do put deodorant, I hope it's aluminum free. But I don't know about that. Okay, with the deodorant. But anyway, I mean, some people do that. But hey, whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you. You see what I'm saying? But I discovered something recently, and I watched somebody's video, and I totally forgot her name, but she said something about lavender oil. I was like, oh my goodness, I love lavender oil. I love lavender oil. So since lavender oil is an essential oil, I had to use olive oil, because olive oil is a carrier oil, because lavender oil, essential oil, is very potent. So you want to mix those two together so it won't be as potent. And then you could probably, you know, put it on your hands, or you can get like a little spray bottle and spray some of that down there. Okay, it's not harmful. You can just put that down there if you want to just spray it on the external part, so the mons pubis area, you know, external, and rub it in and stuff like that. Don't spray none none on the inside. You don't need none on the inside, okay? Like, because if stuff's smelling or coming out of there on the inside, you need to probably change your lifestyle, your diet, or please go see your gynecologist, okay? Real quick, okay, before you try to mask scents out here, okay? No, we're not gonna max. We're not gonna mix lavender with fish or lavender with bad odor. Okay, I'm just being real. Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all, but we got to keep it real because people walk around. Nobody wants to smell that, okay? But anyway, I digress. So yeah, so just make sure you keep up with that. But anyway, so I use that and it's bomb, okay? And all you need is like 1 dot of the lavender oil, 1 or maybe 2 dots, but just 1 dot, and put it there because you don't want to burn yourself. You don't want nothing happening whatever down there. But as long as you mix it with a carrier oil, because lavender oil is an essential oil, okay? So mix those two together and you can spray probably 1 or 2 sprays, or if you don't have a spray bottle, just put it in your hand, rub it together, and rub it down there a little bit, and then you should be fine. Okay, especially in the summer months or whatever the case is, but you can use it year round, okay? And it definitely helps with a musty smell or whatever the case is, okay? So just keep that in mind. But that's what works for me. Okay, so that works for me, just keep you fresh down there, okay? And plus it's natural lavender oil, so, and olive oil, so it just it keeps you fresh, okay? Keeps you fresh, okay? All right, because like I said, you don't want to be walking around and people like, oh, like, what's going on here? Like, I'm like, so let's think about that. But yeah, so, and so you want to make sure that's good down there, okay? So I spend a little time on that. All right, so another thing is make sure you have wipes. So if it's it's the summertime, or if you feel like you need to refresh or whatever the case is, get you some wipes that are unscented. Okay, unscented wipes. But if you want the floral scent, that is really up to you. But I use unscented, CVS brand. You put wipe that down there. If you feel like you want to freshen up or something like that, wipe it over the hair and stuff like that, or whatever the case is, and you should be good to go. Make sure you wave, fan, and make sure it's dry before you finish. Before you put your underwear on and stuff like that. Also, since we on that part, make sure that you're wearing cotton underwear. The seated part where your vagina goes, make sure that it is cotton, because I know we want to look cutesy, whatever, like that, feel cutesy, like I got some cute underwear on. I mean, there's cotton underwear that looks cutesy, so just we trying to keep our vagina, nice and, clear from infections and stuff like that. So this is what we should do. Don't wear a lot of tight fitting clothes all the time. And also let your vagina breathe. So if you're not on your menstrual cycle and maybe one day you just want to free ball it or whatever the case is, feel free to do so, because you have to let it breathe. Breathe. 1 and then the 2, 2 and then the 3. But anyway, so you just want to make sure you want to let it breathe, especially when you're at home, and you've been a long day at work, 8 hours or how many hours you work. You come home, just take your underwear off and just let it all hang out, okay? So that just basically, there's nothing wrong with not wearing underwear, because I've done it, whatever the case is, because you're just letting it breathe, whatever the case is, and people shouldn't be all up in this nosy, all up in you, like, oh, I mean, she don't got underwear on. I mean, mind your business, boo. Like, bro, why you all up in me? You know what I'm saying? So, like, please, like, nobody got time. I ain't checking to see who wear underwear or not. You know what I mean? So that's really up to you. So everybody does things differently, okay? So that's just basically, that's like if when you come home, take a bra off and stuff like that, let everything hang out. You know what I mean? So that's just based about that. What else I want to say? Okay, so yeah. So, also, yeah, so just stay away from the sprays, like the fragrance sprays. That's why they're spraying down perfume. I don't know, like that. Me, I don't want to do that. I don't want to like put stuff down there like that don't need to be down there. I try to stay as natural as possible. Okay. And as far as deodorant, I use natural deodorant now. I've been using it for a while. I've been using the Love and Beauty, and I just recently started using the Arm & Hammer one that they have now. Someone told me about it, so I picked it up and I use it. It is less cheaper than the other one, so I still have the other one. So I use those interchangeably and things of that sort. I will probably do a review on it. If you want me to do a review on it, I will. But that's based about that. And the last thing I probably want to talk about is shaving and waxing and stuff like that. So with me, I do go to the wax. I do wax, get my underarms waxed, and I do get a Brazilian, but I do leave some hair, okay? And plus I do the Brazilian because when I go in the pool and put on bathing suits, I want it to look well kempt there. I don't want hairs peeking out, you know what I mean? So I need that area to be nice and clean. If I'm going to the beach or whatever the case is, I want that area to be nice and clean, and whatever the case is, and then leave some hair. I get it all the way taken off. But to each his own, you know, if you want to do that. But that's just basically it about that. But that's just basically it about that. And yeah, so I always get it waxed. Before that, I used to shave, and then a long time ago I used to use Nair. I was so tired of that because you had to sit there and wait till, like, you know, a little bit to where you see the hairs come off. Like, nobody got time for that. Like, I just sitting like, no, you know, waxing can, you know, be a little, you know, a little bit scary, a little bit painful, but after a while you get used to it. So it's just like, and it just make, and just, you just feel like, I just feel like, yes, I just gotta wax it like that. But it's not, you know, it's a, you know, it's like, you know, it's a nice bikini wax. You know, I got my, you know, still got some hair there, but you know. But anyway, but this is girl talk, so don't cover me, okay? I know we all wax. I know we, like, don't act like that. Alright, so that's basically about that. But yeah, so I am done. This was a long video. I didn't want to make this that long, but I just want to say, like, just make sure that you stay. I hope I didn't forget anything, but that's just basically what I do, you know, when I get out of the shower. Also, when I get out of the shower, I put on, like, my nice, I put on olive oil. Oh, scrubs, this is the last thing. Exfoliating. A lot of people ask about that. Exfoliating, I do a DIY. I do, like, coconut oil or olive oil and, like, brown sugar and regular sugar, and I just put it on my body and stuff like that. So, you know, like, the, you know, stay sweet. Stay sweet, you know. Sorry. Let me stop. But anyway, you know, but it's good. It's a good thing. You know, you find the items in your kitchen. It's very low budget, you know, especially if you're on a budget, because I'm on a budget. So that's, and it's just really natural, you know, instead of buying those high price scrubs. You know, I've done it in the past or like that, but I just use the DIYs when I can, or whatever the case is. I mean, I know you got to make it, but just make enough to where you're going to use it for that day, you know, because, you know, sometimes people make a big batch and that means you have to use it every day, you know, and I don't think people exfoliate every day. So and I don't exfoliate every day. So yeah, so that's basically about that. So yeah, so I use a white rag, loofah, and for my face I use a bar soap called Yardley. It's oatmeal and honey, so I use that for my face, and that's just basically about that. And I use a different rag for that. Okay, so I use a white rag for my vagina, and I do a loofah for my body, and then another rag, another washcloth for my face. Okay, so everything is like separate. Okay, it may sound like a lot or sound like I got OCD, but that's just basically about that. But let me know what you guys do, but that's basically about that. But yeah, so I was just on here just to let you guys know what I use. You know, let me know down in the comment section below what you use, and this is what works for me. What may work for me may not work for you, and vice versa. Okay, because at the end of the day, people, okay, what you put in your body definitely comes out. So make sure that you are intaking some good things, you know, eating, trying to eat correctly and stuff like that, and things of that sort, whatever the case is. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. And like I said before, if you have any concerns, any itching down there, or any different color discharge, whatever the case is, please run to your gynecologist. Pick up the phone, make an appointment, and run. Okay, don't let it just sit there. Oh, it's gonna go away. No. Yeah, it'll go away, all right, okay, and then the next thing you know, you'll end up in the emergency room for something else because you didn't want to treat whatever you had that was very simple to treat, and you just let it go. You know what I mean? So you just want to make sure, you want to be on the safe side, and don't be embarrassed to go to your gynecologist, okay, because at the end of the day, this is what life is. It's a cycle, and that's just basically it about that, okay? So yeah, so that's just basically about that. So yeah, everybody stay clean. This was a nice, fun, feminine hygiene type deal. If you want more videos like this, please let me know. Once again, this is what I do. Okay, this is what I do. Oh, also perfume. I use Jessica Simpson Fancy. I believe it's Fancy. Yes, I use that. Okay, I will put pictures and visuals so you guys can see. I use that. I've been using Jessica Simpson forever, and that's what I spray on my body, like, and I'm done. Or I use the oil from my sorority sister that she sells. So either or sometimes I just don't. You know, I just go. I don't, you know, and that's why I have perfume all the time, because I don't use it every day. You know what I mean? So that's just basically about that. So let me know down in the comments below, what do you use? Do you use the same things that I use, and things of that sort, whatever the case is. Make sure that you, like I said before, make sure you go to your gynecologist and get checked out. That's the most important thing, other than the washes and gels and all that stuff. I don't use gels, but anyway, I digress. So yeah, so just basically get yourself checked out. Okay, that's the first thing. And then once you get that done and you're medically cleared, then we can talk about the washes. Okay, so that's basically about that. So that's what you do, ladies. Get your annual pap smear and stay clean and stay fresh. It's hot out there. Nobody wants to smell must and fish and all that other stuff. Okay. Somebody got time. So stay clean, stay fresh, and I will see you next in another video. Hit that like button if you like videos like this. Hit the subscribe button, share it, and I'll see you next time. If you have any questions, comments, thank you for watching. Peace out.